he has coached several great teams out of the Dothan Ozark area. In fact, they won a World Series recently, and of course he and Sammy Fritzer have worked together, but he works his groups and Fritzer works theirs, but they just have a passion for coaching baseball.
Yeah,
of course,
that's good.
You remember how good his son was, Michael, when he played at Troy, and of course now he's my banker at Troy Bank and Trust.
You know, I was noticing it's amazing how quick football will be here. The Alabama independent schools kick off the 2018 high school football season.
17?
In Montgomery at Montgomery's Crampton Bowl. Bessemer Academy, which is one of the most dominant programs in the state, will play Lamar School out of Mississippi on August the 10th at 7 p.m.
August the 10th. Can you believe it? Now, I know that Crenshaw Christian opens their season up on August 17th. So all of this is happening quickly. You're right. They allow some of these teams to play what they call a jamboree, like Charles Simpson and Pike County. You know, that's been a great deal for a long time, but they don't count against the records. Over the years, I would have thought that it would have been great to count it as a regular season game.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the season also here in Birmingham, ESPN will have a doubleheader at the Hoover Mets involving Hoover, Pinson Valley, of course, Bo Nix, Patrick Nick's son's already committed to Auburn, Hewitt Trustful, that's where Paul Bryant.
Yeah, how good is it? Who's the best player there, Mike? The kid at Trustful or the kid, who's the best one?
And they'll play Cedar Grove, Georgia, so this is going to be great for, everybody on the 25th.
Now, where will they play those games?
At the Hoover Met, where Troy plays.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
The official announcement means the reigning Class 6A champ, Pinson Valley, and two-time defending 7A champ Hoover will meet in a doubleheader that open, followed by Hewitt Trustful and Cedar Grove, Georgia. So Pinson Valley and Hoover both won state championships. Will open the season together on the 25th. That ought to be a huge crowd.
It should. And it'd be a great one. And of course, that young man that's the head coach at Hoover, Niblett, used to be of course, his daddy was a longtime coach in the Alabama independent schools, and he coached at South Montgomery, won a state championship there. When Scott Niblett was just a small child. I remember him well, and he's been a great guy. I mean, like if I see him right now, he said, he'll say, "Mr. Amos, how you doing?" and "Mr. Amos this," and "Mr. that," and he's one of the top high school coaches in America, wouldn't you say?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, I would definitely see him getting into college pretty soon.
Talking about Josh Niblett, and he's a great role model too, Mike. I mean, first of all, he looks like Hercules. I mean, he's a
there's like rumors that he runs like 12, 14 miles a day. Like it's like no big deal.
And he comes from a great Christian environment. He's just a great role model for those kids that play for him. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that, like I said, is probably the biggest name in high school football coaching, and I would expect him to try to get into college.
You take Pruitt, and don't get me wrong, Pruitt's been a very good coach at Alabama and was a good coach at Florida State and wherever. But it wouldn't have surprised me. To me, Niblett would have been just as good a candidate, as far as I'm concerned.
You can't go right and get a high guy right out of high school.
But again, though, Mike,
Pruitt was a defense coordinator on two different national championship teams, one at Florida State, one at Alabama.
But this guy has never been a head coach, Mike.
But I know, but Niblett's never recruited. Jerry Pruitt's one of the best recruiters in the country. He's actually won awards.
Yeah, but don't you think Niblett would be a good recruiter?
There's no doubt. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what Niblett's doing. I think he makes about $150,000 though as the head coach of Hoover.
Yeah, he's probably the highest paid coach probably in Alabama. But again, I just wanted the people to know that he's a quality individual too.
None of these guys have to teach anymore. All they have to do is coach.
That's right.
I mean, that'd be the greatest job ever. Just show up and coach practice.
Yeah, exactly. Of
course, you got to do some stuff in the community and stuff.
Yeah.
But golly, I mean, coach high school football.
Yeah.
I don't even think Brad has to teach.
And he's like a celebrity when you see him. Of course, he's all decked out.
Yeah,
he's always decked out, and
He looks like he tries to dress like and look like he's a movie star.
Yeah, well, he had that appearance about him.
He wears a bunch of gel in his hair. I'll say that.
Well, he's just a sharp guy. He's just a sharp young man. And but you know, another thing that comes with him though, he's a great Christian young man too.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
You know, lay speaker, and he's just a fine young man. I know it's Daddy.
Yeah, you had to admit, like if you get at least a 6A or a 7A school and not having to teach, I mean, and just all you got to do is coach, that's a great job.
Oh, yeah, no question. And, of course, Birmingham's got not only Hoover, but they got Spain Park.
They got Mountain Brook.
Homewood, Vestavia.
And they got a great program at Vestavia, and they got a great program at Briarwood.
Briarwood Christian. And then
Oak Mountain,
Oak Mountain, yeah, Oak
Pittston
Mountain.
Valley, right outside of Birmingham, won the state championship.
Yeah.
Trussville has a great program.
I mean, they just loaded with football. I mean, we're talking about.
You got Gardendale that's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Miners got a new coach; they'll be a lot better.
And we're talking about quality programs too. I mean, quality schools and quality programs. In fact, we met.
These schools up here in Birmingham look like college.
You left out Leeds, Mike. How good is Leeds?
Well, they've been real good. They haven't been good the last 3 or 4 years, but they've won about 5 state championships.
Yeah. But it's just amazing the quality programs that you find in Birmingham now that, I mean, they would compare against anybody.
Well, I mean, shoot, Shades Valley's got a huge stadium, a huge school.
Oh, gosh, Mike. You know who we left out was Thompson High School of Alabaster.
Yeah, they got a brand new school that was, cost millions and millions of dollars, and they got two of his younger brother.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a first quality program.
You don't hear about anymore who's falling off the map is Pelham. Pelham's really taken a...
Yeah, Pelham was a good program.
They've really fallen off, because half of Pelham's kids went to Helena.
And see, Helena's a new school, and it's a solid program.
Helena's brand spanking
And
new.
see, Rick Rhodes has got a little bit to do with one of those programs, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. He's on the board. He's on the Pelham City School Board.
You know what? He needs to be coaching somewhere. He was a great coach. Man, he could coach. And he'd be a great coach today.
Well, he was coaching with Bobby up at DAR.
Yeah. Where is Bobby now, Mike?
He's at a school in Rome, Georgia. That he's the offensive coordinator at. I can't remember the name.
How about Tate Gailey? Where's Tate now? Is he coaching?
No, I don't think Tate ever got into coaching.
Oh, he didn't? I thought he did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Of course, these are guys that grew up on Crow Hill. Well, grew up playing ball on Crow Hill.
Well, no, Tate Gailey grew
up. You remember what a great athlete Tate was, a little bitty guy growing up.
But Tate would have been probably our quarterback.
Mike, remember this. Tate was growing up, and when he was growing up, you throw the ball to him, he never missed it. If you ever remember what great hands he had as a kid. You throw the ball in his direction, he was going to catch it.
Well, I mean, he started at wide receiver at Vestavia, which is the biggest school in the state. 6A back then. I guess they've been 7A now. And then he also was starting, I think, shortstop or third baseman on state championship baseball teams at Vestavia. He would have been a great athlete at Charles Henderson.
No question about it.
And all the coaches that coached at Troy University or Troy State back when I was a kid growing up. Some of these kids that came through that they would have been able to stay. Tate he would have been a great athlete in our class. There's no doubt about it.
No question about it. John Gruden, ladies and gentlemen, gets his start with the Raiders. And let me just say this.
And you got Derek Ansley as a secondary coach. Started played at Troy and
out of Tallahassee, Alabama.
Had 19 career interceptions, which is unheard of. And then coached at Alabama, was co-defensive coordinator at Kentucky, and then came back to Alabama. Actually coached at Tennessee as well, but he had got offered the Colorado State defensive coordinator job, so he was heading out to coach with Mike Bobo and be the defensive coordinator out there. And then Gruden steps in and I guess calls him in for an interview, and next thing you know, he's with the Raiders, and no telling how much money he's making with the Raiders.
No question about it.
He was making $390,000 at Alabama.
That's amazing. And I remember as a pure freshman, he made that heads-up goal line stand tackle against Nebraska. I've got a picture of that in my office.
And that's back when Nebraska was Nebraska. That was the great Nebraska teams. That's when Crouch won the Heisman Trophy that year.
But I tell you, rooting for Gruden is not hard to do. He is a great guy. And Johnny Williams and Gruden.
Johnny and them met him several times.
Oh yeah, they're friends with him. They say he was sitting next to him, and people around him didn't even recognize him. That John Gruden was sitting right there amongst them, and he's so laid back, and nobody realized who it was, and it was John Gruden. And he's a real deal, no question about it.
Yeah, when I was out in Las Vegas, they were showing me where the new stadium was going to be built. It's going to be right off the Strip.
Yeah, and boy, that's going to be a popular place to venue. They'll sell out every ball game.
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, I mean, they're still going to play in Oakland, I think, the next couple of years.
Well, Mike, they say the greatest.
Tells you about longevity. Brent Musburger, you know, everybody said he was done doing the TV work, and he had called his last game, but he's been living out in Vegas doing a sports wagering show, and the Oakland Raiders, you know, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders, have hired him to be their play-by-play guy on the radio, and he's almost 80 years old.
Yeah. Oh man.
80 years old, still getting jobs.
I want to mention Cahaba Bank is coming to Troy, Alabama. Of course, it's already located with an office on South Brundage Street right here in Troy, but they've got a brand new facility going up in the right next to
right behind Publix.
Yeah, Publix, and it's a beautiful facility, and they'll be opening up within the next few months, and
I tell you what, there's a lot of property behind Publix going to the Sportsplex. That's going to be interesting to see how that gets developed.
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it. And of course, we want to mention also our good friends at Max Federal Credit Union, and say hello to them. They're a very aspiring credit union out of Montgomery, a huge facility and a huge company, Max Federal Credit Union. I want to mention also our good friends in downtown Troy, Country Financial, and Alyssa Parrish, and can quote you today on your insurance, and I promise you, she'll save you money at Country Financial, a nationwide insurance agency, and of course for homeowners, for commercial business, and for automobile insurance. Call her and let her give you a quote, and hey, the whole key, all of them are pretty much the same except the price, and the price sells insurance in many places, and so
I was
check
going
it
to
out.
ask you the other day, I was telling my wife, and I was always talking about how amazing that vegetable night they used to have at Sisters. They still do that every once in a while?
They do, but and I don't know when they're scheduled to do it, but what they do, they go to Campbell's.
I mean, back in the day when they had that, like, there was one at the door trying to get in.
And they go to Campbell's and buy the peas and the corn, and you're right, I miss it. I miss that kind of food, and I'm gonna probably be out at Sister today.
I got some white peas the other day, man. That's my favorite thing this time of year is having those peas.
No question about it. Mike Amos has been with us all day long from Birmingham, and Mike, I hope you have a great day, my friend, and son.
Be in touch with you.
And looking forward to hearing from you. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our show today, and brought to you by some great sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, for Today in LA.